Abhay, what did we discuss last time on Monday?
Last time on Monday, we discussed on comparative and superlative forms of adjective.
No. That was the Monday before last. I think last time we had a discussion on injustice.
Yes, sir, I remember that.
What was the exact topic?
Sir, the exact topic was, if there is God, why there is injustice?
No, that is the topic for today's discussion. Today we will discuss, if there is God, why is there so much injustice?
Yes, sir.
Last time we had a discussion about whether there is injustice.
Yeah, we discussed on justice is norm.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the topic.
Justice is an exception, not the norm. This was the last topic.
Yes, sir.
And in that, most of you spoke, so that was very good. But I had suggested some importance of using adjectives and how there are very common, ordinary, imprecise adjectives, and those that are more precise and make your language and expression more effective. No? Those who are not very good in English or any language, they use very simple adjectives. Your language becomes both precise and colorful and effective if you have a better grasp of excellent adjectives to describe any subject or object in your sentences. Okay. So with this revision, now we will go to today's topic, that is, if God exists, why is there so much injustice? Last time we had discussed that there is injustice. We can't deny. Our stories and religious books and folklore, even our movies seem to tell us that in the end, justice happens. But we discussed last time that this is not the norm. Sometimes justice happens, but many a times it does not happen in this life. Okay. So the question emerges from this, that if God is there and God is supposed to be kind and all powerful and just, then why has he left the world with such suffering and injustice? So you all will speak for 2 minutes, and then we will first look at the possible improvements in your language, and in the end I'll give my views on the topic. Okay. So who will speak first for 2 minutes? Today, in fact, we can have even 3 minutes speech because the topic is very complicated and huge. So let me see who will start now. If God is there, why is there so much injustice in the world?
Sir, can I try?
Yeah, Bhavya, please go ahead. We will not waste time. Others can keep joining, but you start. And whoever starts first will get a second chance also.
Namaskar, sir, and my dear friends. I am Bhavya. Today I want to pick up my views on this topic. I strongly believe on God. God always helps those who are honest and dedicated themselves to service of the institute where they work. Sometimes I feel disturbed when I see people enjoying at the cost of society. However, one should follow the path of truth. A person who won because he or she followed a righteous path, but at the cost of worries until this judgment for doing good deeds. So I think that God gives justice to those people only who are honest and dedicated to themselves. Thank you.
Good. Slightly short of 2 minutes, but very good. Uh, your grammar and sentences are by and large correct, but there was a small pronunciation error. You pronounce the word follow as follow. Okay, it could be
Yes, sir.
by
Follow.
chance. I heard it as follow, but you should say follow. Okay,
Follow.
follow. Yeah. Okay. So you will get one more chance, Bhavya, because you have volunteered to speak first. You can think of more points. In the meantime, Ganesh, please start. You can use
Yes,
mixed English and Hindi also if you find difficult in confining yourself to English. You can use mixed language also.
yes, sir. Sir, what is the topic?
टॉपिक इज अगर ईश्वर हैं तो दुनिया में इतनी नाइंसाफी क्यों है?
Yes, sir.
If God exists, why is there so much injustice in the world?
Sir, the God is exist, but people don't afraid to him. So that if people was afraid from God, so they can't did anything wrong. And sir, so they can't did wrong things. Sir, if sir, if they afraid from the God, so they can't did anything wrong, and the world is crime free. बस सर इतना ही.
Okay, good attempt, but there were many errors. So I will ask Ganesh, you are naturally from not an English medium school, so don't mind. It's understandable. You still have to get your grammar correct. I'll invite any of the other participants who would like to point out what errors did Ganesh presentation have. Some of the errors you
Sir,
can
there
also
was
point
some
out.
tense mistakes.
Yes, Khushi?
Sir, there was some grammar and tense mistake.
And can you point out? You should keep on noting. Okay,
Sir,
I'll point out. Yeah,
okay.
Khushi, good, very good.
Sir, he used are instead of is.
Yeah, very
God
good.
are.
And he said can't did. It should be
Yeah.
can't to cannot do. Can't do or cannot do. Then he said if they afraid. Ganesh, you should say if they are afraid. Okay. Verb has to be there always. There cannot be a sentence without a verb. If is preposition, they is pronoun, afraid is adjective, are is verb. Okay. Did you get it, Ganesh?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So,
Sir, can I start?
yes, Khushi.
So hi everyone. Today I'm gonna speak on if there is God, why there is no injustice. So I guess God used to give justice to all people on earth, but justice depends on good or bad people. If you done something good, then you will get justice. So God always give justice, and even in jungle, lion used to eat other animal for stay alive. there is no justice, and justice are made by us. So God has said that if you made justice, so you can judge or give statements to yourself, your own. So there is no injustice in world. Thank you.
Okay. I'll come to this point. She has concluded there is no injustice, but she said injustice. Okay, Khushi, there is no word like injustice. The word is
Sir,
injustice.
injustice. Yes, sir,
Okay,
injustice.
okay. I thought you said injustice. And then you said if you done, if you have done. Okay, I think
Okay,
have
sir.
was missing there. Otherwise, it was very good.
Thank you, sir.
Although I don't, I thought last time we had accepted the fact that there is injustice. We can't deny that in this life there is injustice apparent.
But it
It's
depends
where
on good or bad people. God used to see
so,
everyone like
we can see so many good people suffering. So
yes,
within
sir.
this life there is injustice. Some our religions say that it is after life that justice is done. That could be true, but in this life we can't deny. It will be like closing our eyes to stark reality around us that many good people suffer and many wicked people have it very easy in their life. Sometimes people are caught in wars, in terrible natural disasters. Sometimes good people are tortured. Isn't it true? I hope this point we had discussed last time is
Yes, sir.
is accepted by everybody. Don't go by these stories which say that in the end the good brother who gave his food to the old beggar turned out to be a princess and she married him and made him the king. These are all stories. In reality, sometimes good people get good end or good results, but sometimes, in fact, many times, it is the wicked people who take away the best results. So we cannot say that justice is the norm. This is what we discussed last time. Sometimes it seems that justice has happened, but sometimes it does not happen. And especially in nature, in the jungle, in the oceans, there is nothing like justice. The weak is always devoured. Devoured, you understand? Nigal jana. Devoured by the strong. Where is justice in that? But we'll come to this point that what explains and if God could still be there and if justice could still be there, but outside life, we'll talk about this. But I hope you all, how many of you still feel that no, sir, justice is always there? Raise your hand. How many of you feel that I am being skeptical? SCEPTICAL. Skeptical means doubting too much. What is the meaning of skeptical?
Doubting too much.
Is it clear? Bhavya, can you use it in a sentence of your own? Use the word skeptical in a sentence of your own.
Sir, can you tell the can you repeat the meaning again?
Doubting too much.
Doubting too much. Weak. Sir, can you tell the word?
Skeptical. Skeptical.
Spectacles. Spectacles.
Skeptical.
Spectacles.
SKEPTICAL.
In my class, there is a weak student who always starts skeptical in the class.
Who always remains skeptical about lessons, okay, or about
Yes, sir.
teachers marking, always doubts, so he's skeptical, okay.
Sir.
So how many of, yeah, Ganesh, you feel that justice happens within this life? Ganesh, you raised your hand, you can make your point again. Some of you had raised hand, but now you have taken off the hand icon, except Bhavya. Bhavya, you think justice is there in the world? Do you think so?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kushi, yes. How will you explain that?
Sir, justice depends on good or bad people. Like God used to see everyone from the sky, as we believe there is God. So God, like, if you done something wrong and bad, so you will never get justice in the real life or so.
Your point is not very clear. There are stark examples of injustice or suffering coming on people for no reason, and they die sometime. Till the end, there is no justice for them. On the other hand, very wicked beings and powerful animals, they have much better throughout their life. So this cannot be called justice. How will you disprove this point?
Sorry, sir, can you
Yes,
please repeat?
Gagan, will you now give your version?
Yes, sir. Sir,
बोलिए.
according to me, sir, justice is present as, sir, the justice or injustice of every person depends on his or her work. If the person does the right work and with the good intention, the God always stays with him and gives him justice always. As, sir, one example according to me, sir, Nirbhaya Act, sir. He as he if he was good answer, his intention is good, and but it takes very long years, but at the end she gets the justice, sir. So according to me, sir, ki justice is always there in the world, but it depends on the person to person, that how it works and how it believes to live his life in good faith or in bad faith. So
Okay. This is what our religion, our folklore, and sometimes our literature also tells us. But one language correction, Gagan, you said she gets justice. You were referring to Nirbhaya, who was brutally raped by four goons. Goons is the word for gunda.
yes, sir.
You should have said she got justice, because you are referring to the judgment finally given to the goons, some of whom were hanged. So you were referring to that perhaps. So it should have been she got justice. That is a past event.
Okay,
According
sir.
to you, that was justice. But there are so many cases where even criminal justice is not given. For example, when, say, Ahmad Shah Abdali came and he ransacked means he destroyed Delhi, Mathura with his army. Meerut. He asked his soldiers to make a mountain of heads of both Hindus and Muslims who were living there. Even children were killed. Women were taken away as slaves. They died as slaves. Their children were killed in their front of their eyes. And this has happened so many times in history. We can't deny that. One or two cases where justice is given is highlighted, but there are so many people who have suffered and died suffering. So I think this should be accepted by every logical reasoning person that in this life everyone doesn't get justice. But still, if anyone else wants to make some other point, they are welcome. Govind, you want to say something?
Sir, can I?
Yes, Gaurav.
Sir, can I speak?
Go ahead.
So, sir, my view on this is, sir, that in today's world we saw, sir, there is lot of problems in our society, like sir, rape, kidnapping, etc., etc. And sir, we heard from our ancestors that the God make people, but but people divide himself or herself into religions and caste, and on that they fight with each other. And God only make human, not a Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, etc. So sir, there are lots and many problems for which we cannot blame God, that God, you are there, so why there is so injustice. Yes, but in some situations we can if the situations are so critical, then the people start blaming the God, that God, you are guilty, it's your fault, and vagara vagara, sir. So, but sir, it is not the reality, because as we see many examples, like sir, poor people and rich people, like poor people gets richer by hard working and by doing work with sincerity and properly. Like sir, we have many examples, like sir, former president of the US, uh, sir Mr. Barack Obama, and sir, like the famous footballer Cristiano Ronaldo. So sir, and sir, we will also see that they are rich peoples and powerful people, but they are using their power wrongfully. And sir, and there are like that, this is and sir, one of the biggest problem is the discrimination, that people discriminate, that this is not of my caste, this is lower caste, upper caste. So sir, all this, on God only made human people, he not made caste, religions. This is the fault of our own, and we can't blame God for this. Yes, there is injustice, and there is law and rules for everything. Like sir, a very slight example, that there is rule that no one can jump red light. But sir, we see every day around us lots and lots of people knowingly that it is the breaking of law, but still they jump the red light. So sir, it is the fault of the people, and if they jump, then accident happened. So then we blame whom? So this is the fault of his own. So sir, at the end I would like to say that sir, uh, God is not we cannot blame God for the everything, and humans have to be sincere and live together. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Gaurav. You spoke for good time. First, but there's just one error. You said wrongfully. Wrongfully is not a good adverb. This is not adjective. This is adverb. It describes the verb. But instead of wrongfully,
Thank you.
you should say inappropriately. Okay, that is a
Oh,
better
yes, sir. Yes,
better
sir.
adverb. And
Yes, sir.
one general point I'll make about your argument, no, we are not blaming God. No one is blaming God. We are just asking the question. We have accepted the fact that injustice is there in this world. Then we are asking the question, since God is all powerful and omniscient, omnipresent, He is present everywhere. Omniscient means He sees everything, and omnipotent means he or she is all powerful. So why does God allow injustice? We are asking this question. We are not blaming God. Okay? We are asking the question, why is there so much injustice when God is there? We'll come to a deeper answer at the end, but let us hear more people. Who else wants to speak?
Sir, can I speak?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. So, good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to speak on if there is God, why there is so much injustice. So, God sometimes allow great tragedy for His own purposes. However, God is not always blame. We cannot blame God for all the things, because if the rules are made for the people to follow, they are not following the rules, and if they are following the rules also, so they are not giving the proper mm, that what the proper punishment to the sinner who have done the mistakes or sins, because the rules were made by the people only, and then the people are not following the rules. Okay, if we can take that, if people are not following the rules, then the judgment was not come in time, so we cannot blame God on this situation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, very good. Who else would like to speak?
Sir, could I speak, sir?
Can you?
Yes, Sanjay, most welcome.
Thank you, sir. I strongly believe in the existence of God, and God is the power who always means God is always gives some power to the peoples in an organized way, in a means the spiritual way, which always stop us to do anything which is wrong, and our conscious always start to speak herself or himself to stop the wrong things. So I believe the God is here, but the existence of God in everywhere, including all animals and plants also. So, but the food chain, which is made by the God only, one livelihood is depend on the others. So the main problem is to get the food, so one animal kill to the others. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sanjay. Very well put. But I think I'll just reiterate. Reiterate means repeat with emphasis this point that even if for own survival in the food chain, the powerful need to kill, that is okay. But why brutality so many times? Needless brutality, and especially of the weak and the nice souls. So that is the question. But otherwise, your argument is very, very convincing. I'll come to another answer in conclusion. But okay, who else has not spoken? Vishnu?
Can I speak, sir?
Yes, lovely, very good.
Yes, sir. God has created the world indeed of good. He created humans to do good, but people have divided themselves and the God into different religions, and they've also made their own law and order. However, God, in good, indeed of good, has given freedom to humans to live their life freely. Some people do justice, but some do injustice. Indeed of good, everybody is.
Lovely, we can't hear you.
Sir, am I audible now?
Yes, now you are.
Indeed of good, indeed God is everywhere, and the silence of God plays a role of injustice for everybody.
Okay. It's nice to see all of you have firm belief in God. Very nice. Sometimes we elders think that youngsters are becoming atheists and libertine. Libertine is an English word which means extreme liberty. Libertine is a person, it's an adjective, it's a person who believes in extreme liberty. There is, in fact, I remember a song also, Meri Marzi. They have too much ego. They think.
Sir, sir, can I
Yes,
say, sir, I
Rahul.
want to add 1 to 2 points more, sir.
Okay, Gagan, go ahead.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sir, there is injustice, and the one of the biggest reason for as there is God, but there is injustice is, sir, humans' selfishness and humans' ego. And nowadays, sir, humans think if they help other person, or they help each other, and they think that that person is going forward better than me. Nowadays, sir, people thinks they always want something useful or helpful from the others. All the peoples, maximum people, sir, want that कि सर कि हम उस दूसरे इंसान का किस तरह फायदा उठा सकते हैं, हाउ वी टेक एडवांटेज ऑफ दैट अदर पर्सन. सर, बिकॉज ऑफ ऑल दीज रीजंस there is God, but injustice is increasing day by day because of all these reasons, sir.
Good, very good. Okay. I think Rahul has not spoken. Rahul,
Yes, sir.
you want to express
Yes,
your views on the topic?
yes, sir. Sir, I also believe in God, but I think present in a present time, justice is not depend on God. Justice is depend on a police, judges, and a government. But police, government, judges are a corporate, not corporate a good person. He is a corporate a bad person, and for some monies, and many peoples are not getting a justice. That's it, sir.
Good, very good, Rahul.
Sir, could I add one more point?
Yeah, please, Sanjay.
Sir, the interpretation of the all religious literature and the words which spoken by the God are misinterpreted by the others, and on the basis of that interpretations, the injustice is we can find the injustice surrounding us, sir. Most of the times we found it.
Excellent, very good.
Thank you, sir.
Is there anyone left who? Rita, you would like to say something?
Sir, I want to say something.
Yes, Vishnu, very good.
Right person gets right justice very late, but turn winners.
Okay.
And
You think that justice sometimes doesn't come immediately, but in the long term, good begets good. In English, we say good begets good. अच्छे को अच्छा मिलता है. Good begets good, and bad
yes, sir.
or wicked. Bad's a better word. Wicked. Wicked also get their deserts. Deserts means desert के दो meaning होते हैं. One is sweet dish, उसको dessert बोलते हैं, और desserts का ये भी मीनिंग होता है, जो वो डिजर्व करते हैं वो उनको मिलता है.
Yes, sir.
Vishnu believes in that. I'm, I think Rita, would you like to say something on the topic?
Devesh,
Being a
I
very
don't know.
spiritual person, your guidance will be very helpful. Do you believe there is injustice in life?
Of course, Devesh.
So why does God
Injustice
allow
and
injustice?
I'm myself perplexed, thinking day in, day out. Why
Yeah,
is
you in
this
fact gave
happening?
a example of a ghastly crime,
Yeah,
which you mentioned.
last week, last Sunday. वही
So
ना, I'm myself
sometimes the
always.
victim seems so innocent and nice, and a child is a victim, so our soul should be disturbed. Why does it happen despite God being
Uh,
good, just, and all powerful?
and the thing is that when God is all powerful, why this happens?
Yes.
Why isn't it in control that such heinous acts are being done everywhere? So many, you also post so many this thing every
Yes.
time. Matlab, innocent people.
Hitler, you know, Nazi party of Hitler, they had gas chambers to reduce children to ashes in front of their parents. How could this happen? And some of them, in fact, escaped justice also. They, when the Second World War ended, Hitler, of course, shot himself, but many of his generals just ran away to Brazil, Latin American countries, and they lived merrily over there. They were never brought to justice. Although Israel was very powerful, Israeli secret police hunted down some of these wicked people and they killed them or brought them to Nuremberg trials. Famous court trials happened at a city called Nuremberg in Germany after Hitler had been.
Repeat what was you saying?
Okay, we are back now. So I was just giving another example of extreme injustice having happened in the last 100 years only. And this is just one example. Our stories try to tell us that no, good begets good in the end. अच्छे को अच्छा मिलता है अंत में. पर ये कभी कभी होता है, हमेशा नहीं होता. और कभी कभी तो बहुत ही बुरा अंजाम भुगतना पड़ता है. आई होप इस पर सबको एग्री करना चाहिए, इसमें तो कोई डाउट नहीं है. Anyone who has read history, which is fact based, which is not mythology. Mythology is, you know, imaginary stories created about past, which are not based on facts. History is supposed to be based on facts. Sometimes it is also manipulated, but it is supposed to be based on facts. History tells us that justice has not been done always. Sometimes it happens, but it is less of a
तो
norm
जल्दी
and
मीटिंग खत्म कर दो
more
ना.
of an yes, but who's
ताई जी, वो दूध गर्म कर रही हैं हीटर पर.
please mute yourself unless you are wanting to say something. Okay. Rita, you were completing your point.
देवेश हम लोग यही है कि कांट अंडरस्टैंड अगर इतने जस्टिस कहाँ है गॉड गुड बिगेट्स गुड जो तुम कह रहे हो वो अपन को जब ऑब्वियसली वी कैन नॉट सी के ठीक है in this at least what Geeta says yesterday you told na Geeta maybe so in life after maybe we'll get justice but how can and how can one accept such things the things that are happening all around us and moreover but the thing is that ki we cannot but we ourselves cannot become bad whatever good begets good or not whatever we don't know god ka kya hai justice ka we just don't know but then also we
Rita, please
ourselves
stick to English.
we
Sometimes you are.
ourselves cannot be bad हम लोग we have to
Yeah.
keep doing good in life otherwise this that is no this thing uh, we all have to be good human beings what happens इसके लिए तो we don't have any reason or it's valid whether there is justice in life in the world or not we can't say god I am myself not clear about it Devesh.
So among all the answers, I would say Rita's answer is best because she has honestly acknowledged the problem and not remain brainwashed. Brainwashed मतलब थोपी हुई बात को मान लेना. हम जब अपने ब्रेन को कहीं सुनी सुनाई बातों से कि झूठ में आ जाते हैं तो उसको बोलते हैं ब्रेन वॉश. So first of all, we should not be brainwashed. We shall look at facts very honestly and very sharply and acknowledge the problem that it cannot be denied that wicked sometimes get the best of comforts and good sometimes are tortured. That is the reality of life. From this, in fact, Rita has also brought up another interesting topic. If the word is so harsh, why shall we be good? Good means what? That we sacrifice self-interest for the benefit of larger community. That is best definition of what is good. So why shall we be good if the word is so harsh? We shall always be selfish, cunning. Maybe we shall show pretense of goodness, but we shall be wicked from inside and think of own interest. This is another important topic we will discuss next Monday. This time we are talking about God. Next time we will discuss why shall we be good if the word is so harsh. Okay. But to conclude today's topic, I will first of all tell you what do our religions say. Religions also acknowledge that justice is not done always, but they say that God has created the world and then he gave us freedom. And we can do both good and bad. Justice will come not necessarily in this life, sometimes in next birth, or we will go to heaven or hell according to our deeds. Karma. This is the theory of karma in Hinduism and Buddhism also. So in Islam, they talk about Jannat and Dozak. So those who are evil will go to hell. In this life, they may enjoy sometimes despite being bad, but they will get justice afterlife, after death.
So they used to say no, the right way is little difficult, like, and the wrong way is easy to travel.
Sorry, what did you say, Khushi?
Sir has said that easy way are sorry, the bad ways are easy to travel, but the right way are tough to travel. But like we found heaven in there in the right way, and in the easy way we found hell.
Yes, the wicked options always look easy. Sometimes uh,
Yes.
the the right option is more difficult. Therefore, many are attracted towards the easy option. But according to religions, justice will be done after death. Okay? Some say within life also it will happen, but generally they acknowledge that in this life it does not happen. But after death, either you will go to hell or heaven according to your deeds, or you will be reborn. According to some religions, you will be reborn. Religions also have a notion of Satan or devil or shaitan. They say God tries to pull us towards the good path, but devil is always trying to take us to the bad options. So devil is also very powerful, and sometimes we are attracted towards the devil unconsciously. We can't see the devil just as we can't see God, but we are influenced by devil. This is what religions say. Okay, but I don't want to uh, ignore the skeptics point. Skeptics will argue that this is all make believe. Make believe means what? ये सब मन को समझाने की बातें हैं.
But
There is no
sir,
hell or
believe
heaven.
means sir, but believe means vishwas.
हाँ, believe means विश्वास. Make believe means मनगढ़ंत विश्वास. Okay, make believe and make dash believe. This is a compound uh, noun. Make believe, abstract noun. It means मनगढ़ंत, मन को दिलासा देने की बातें हैं ये. हमको तो पता नहीं हेल या हेवन है या नहीं. हमको ये भी नहीं पता लाइफ डेथ के बाद क्या होता है. And skeptic also say one more thing, that all these beliefs about justice being done in the end have been created by elites who rule the world in order to keep the poor quiet and disciplined. Do you get this point?
Yes, sir.
Bhavya, you are too young to understand
Yes,
this.
sir.
What did you understand?
Sir, you speak that we don't know after that there is hell or heaven. We also know don't know that what happened after that. So we can't say that the God is there, and we if we have not seen God, so we have not seen devil also. Devil also attract us, but some of the people who do not attract from the devil, they can be on a truthful part and a righteous part. So you I understand that from that you speak now.
So, this is not my view. I'm saying this is what the skeptics say, who doubt everything.
Yes,
Skeptics,
sir.
okay? जो नास्तिक होते हैं, जिनको हिंदी में skeptic को बोलते हैं संशयवादी, जो हमेशा हर चीज में संशय करते हैं. Okay? But we shall also try to listen to them and answer them logically. Okay? Not through blind faith. So they have a solid point that there is no evidence of hell and heaven, nor of justice in afterlife. We don't know. And in this life, clearly, there is rarely that justice happens. So these religions only have some belief systems. There is no proof of these beliefs. Okay. And the point in the end, which I made, which I was asking whether you understood, is that these
Sir,
skeptics
I
also
also want to
argue
say
that
something.
these God, religion, etc., have been invented by the ruling class. Ruling class is also called the elites. जो लोग ऐश कर रहे हैं, जिन्होंने बहुत कुछ जमा कर लिया है, जो रूल करते हैं दुनिया को, उनके लिए रिलीजन बहुत अच्छी एक झूठ है फैलाने के लिए. उसकी वजह से गरीब बेचारे क्वेश्चन नहीं करेंगे. वो कहेंगे चलो कोई बात नहीं, आज वो मजे कर रहे हैं पर हमारे को गॉड जस्टिस देगा. तो वो सोसाइटी के अगेंस्ट प्रोटेस्ट नहीं करेंगे. Voltaire was a very famous philosopher in France. He said, I don't believe in God, but God is a good idea because my cook should believe in God.
Yes, sir. I have taken the third language French, so I have know about him.
Ah, very good. Cook should believe in God. Your wife should believe in God. She serves you tea. She serves you food. है ना?
Yes, sir.
If she is very angry and she doesn't believe in God, that God is seeing, then she may harm you. This is just a joke. This is what Voltaire said, that I want my wife and my cook to believe in God very much. So this is the irony. ये मतलब विडंबना. Irony को हिंदी में बोलते हैं विडंबना. ये एक अजीबो गरीब बात है. Okay. Now let us try to see what the believer will tell the skeptic. अभी तक मैंने स्केप्टिक के सबसे अच्छे पॉइंट्स तुम्हें बताए. दुनिया में इनजस्टिस है, आप कैसे मना कर सकते हो, और ये सब जो हेवन हेल वगैरह की बातें हैं, ये सब का कोई प्रूफ नहीं है. But the believer also has some good arguments. Believer says that okay, there is no evidence of hell and heaven, and there is no evidence of God, there is no evidence of afterlife where justice could be there. But how much do we know? Even the scientists accept that 95% of our own universe is also not known to us. It is dark matter and dark energy. What is visible in the universe, the stars, the planets, is only 5%, which is made of atoms, etc. There is a vast universe of dark matter, dark energy, and waves, and above all, most mysterious thing in the world is consciousness. There are various levels of consciousness. One is being aware. The other is when we go into sleep, when we are in the dream stage, and still deeper when we don't remember even the dreams, when we go into deep sleep. And that is most healthy for us. And beyond that, of course, there is coma, there is unconsciousness. We don't know anything about these things. So we shall not be, humans should not be arrogant. Our senses, eyes, ears, etc., and even our reasoning power of our brain can tell us very little about the world. If there is no evidence available to us about God, we should not dismiss the idea of God. Okay? In any case, we don't know much. Even about ourselves, we don't know much. Okay? This is first answer to the skeptic. Second answer is that most charismatic and individual saints, not only saints, even best scientists believed in God. So we are not as intelligent as them. Einstein believed in God. Gandhi believed in God. Great people have generally had great faith in God. So why shall we think that we are more intelligent than them? Okay. Third point is that there is some evidence of rebirth. Even the scientists accept that some children are able to recall their past lives, previous lives. And this has been studied, researched. Their versions have been tallied, they have been found right. How does a small child know that he or she was born in some other country, in some other village, and this person killed him or whatever, how he died, he tells, and those facts were found true when the scientists went and visited. So this is an indication that we don't, there's something which survives when we die. Our body dies, but there is some consciousness or some, you may call it soul, which survives and takes rebirth in through another body. Generally, by the time we are 5-year-old, we forget everything. But some children have been able to recollect, and that proves that the theory of rebirth of soul is probably true. Everything does not end with death. And just consider this point carefully. When you are born, 80% of what will give you happiness is decided in one moment. For example, when you are born, what is your health? What are your looks? What are your parents? How comfortable is your home? How nice are your brothers, sisters, etc.? Almost everything that will give you happiness is decided in one moment. After that, okay, if you are very clever, you think I'll become a king or I'll become a big businessman or I will become a big mafia don. That you will do only after 20, 25 years age and after a lot of suffering, etc. So in that one moment of your birth, a lot of things that give you happiness is decided, given. You can't do much about it. Maybe God decides that much according to our karma in the previous life. There is a possibility. Okay? Because we can tell the skeptic also. You can't deny that there have been cases of children able to recollect their past lives which have been factually ascertained. Ascertained means corroborated, proved through evidence. What terms did I use, Rahul? Proved through evidence. उसके लिए क्या word है English में?
What, sir?
I use two adjectives to describe what is proved with evidence through research. I use two adjectives. Bhavya, do you remember?
No.
Sir,
I
I was
use the
having
word
a
ascertained. 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 Ascertained.
Sir, can you repeat the spelling?
ASCERTAINED. Also corroborated. Corroborated means through multiple evidence something is proved. That is called corroboration, or adjective is corroborated. So this has been researched by several teams of scientists where recollection of past lives has been found to be true, which suggests that everything does not end with death. our consciousness remains beyond that. Now, some of our gurus, sadhus, they say that actually we all are a part of the same consciousness or spirit, which is universal consciousness. Some say that no, each soul is different. About that we don't know, but this much we know that soul or sorry, consciousness survives death. Okay, that much is uh, very plausible. Plausible means likely. Okay, so all these are indications that justice may not be there in this life, but with life everything does not end, and there is a strong possibility that justice is given after life. Okay. So I hope you will be able to answer the skeptic, not just through religious arguments, which are not very strong, but through philosophical arguments, which we examine today. So if anyone wants to say something, you are welcome.
First of all, I willing to say thank you, sir. You really elaborate the topic and more interesting and understanding.
Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you so much. So next time again, we will take up philosophically another big question of life. If the world is so harsh, why should we be good? Okay.
Sir, what is the topic for next time?
If the world is so harsh you understand? जालिम है, दुनिया में बहुत जुल्म है. If the world is so harsh, why should we be good? Good means one who sacrifices personal interest for the good of others, for the benefit of others. Okay? Is this a good topic?
Yes,
So
sir.
once more repeat, sir, please.
Yes, sir.
If the world is so harsh, why should we be good? दुनिया में जब इतना जुल्म है, तो हम अच्छे क्यों बने? Okay?
Yes, sir.
Don't say that अच्छे को ही अच्छा मिलता है. वो तो हमने डिस्प्रूव कर दिया है. इस लाइफ में तो अच्छे को अच्छा नहीं मिलता. जरूरी नहीं है. ये सच्चाई सबसे पहले मानो. सच्चाई से कभी भागना नहीं चाहिए. सच्चाई ये है कि चांस लाइफ में बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है. कभी कभी बुरे को भी बुरा मिलता है. बुरे को अच्छा मिलेगा ऐसा भी नहीं है, पर अच्छे को भी अच्छा मिलेगा ऐसा भी नहीं है. लाइफ में चांस एक बहुत बड़ा फैक्टर है, पर काफी इंजस्टिस भी है. तो हम लोगों को क्या अच्छा बनना चाहिए, यानी कि अपना पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट सेक्रीफाइस करना चाहिए, या हमें इंटेलिजेंटली बस अपने इंटरेस्ट के बारे में सोचना चाहिए? दैट इज द टॉपिक. ओके.
Yes, sir.
Next Monday we will again have this topic, and tomorrow, Rita, tomorrow whose class is?
There is approach, ma'am.
Yes, so tomorrow 8 p.m.
Sir, can you please tell the topic for the tomorrow's class?
I will be messaging it in the group.
I'm saying tomorrow's class, like Tuesday's class.
Tomorrow's class, I don't remember. Afroz must have given, or maybe I'll request her to send a topic by morning. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night, sir. Thank you for a wonderful session.
Bye.
Okay.